Hello there, everyone. It's been a while, and yes, I am standing at my vehicle for work. Just thinking about some things and wanting to just, mm, I guess, share a little bit. Um, just really briefly. Um, wow. Okay. I'm actually a little emotional, not because I'm sad actually, but more because I am probably more grateful right now. I have a friend who talks about this a lot lately, and I've heard from others, especially people before social media, I guess, was really a big thing, about being grateful. But the Bible, which is one of my books to just read, talks about this. Um, Rejoice always. Again, I say rejoice. Be glad in the Lord. Um, just those kind of things. And I'm just reminded more and more, even in my devotional this morning, where it was talking about don't, you know, neglect to tell God that He's good and, lavish on Him the way that you do when something favorable to you happens. And not necessarily money wise, but whatever, has happened good to you, something that you consider good. But even when things don't happen the way that you want them to, the way that you didn't see it panning out, in the course of a day or in the course of a month, a year, whatever time frame it is, don't neglect to, praise God then. In Psalms, it constantly tells us to praise Him. That's giving thanks. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endures forever. His mercy doesn't stop enduring because you're going through something or you're experiencing something that, like I said, is unfavorable in your mindset. Another point that I'm just reflecting on is help. God tells us constantly about how He is ready and willing and able to help us. But many times we do not receive His help. I mentioned to a coworker the other day about a movie where there's this joke about this guy who is, you know, about to drown in a large body of water. And he begins, as he's beginning to sink, or he sees himself, in a situation where he can't get himself out of it, he calls on God for help. And he says, "Save me." Okay. My question is, first, before I tell you the rest of that, is, do you want to even be saved? Do you even want to be saved? Because in order for you to be saved, you will have to do something. And I'm not specifically, yes, I am a follower of Christ. So that's relative to me. But you may not be in that relationship. You may be in a different type of relationship. You may be going through some things in your life. The point is do you even want to be saved from this situation that you're in something that you cannot get yourself out of? You're looking for help. You're looking for assistance, right? The question is, do you want to be? What are you willing to do to get out of that situation? Because many times, me and so many others, we say out of our mouth. We speak, we verbally say, or we write it down on paper, or we make a collage of things and we post it on our wall and we say, I want to do this and I want that. And something else one of my friends also said is, If you really want to do this, then you need to do something besides just talking about that you want to do it. I want to do. Okay, what are you going to do it though? That's the question. Are you going to do something about it to actually go towards what you say you want to do? Your end goal, right? So anyway, the joke is that this person, okay, I don't know what that is. It's something, it's a glare. Anyway, he says, save me. Okay. God, who he's called on for help, sends 3 persons to come and help him in different ways, different people. He says no to each one and says, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. So he dies, he drowns, gets to God, at his judgment time, and he's like, God, why didn't you save me? I was calling out for help. Why didn't you save me? He said, I sent you 3 people, 3 ways to help you. Like I sent help for you and you did not take any of them. How many times have we done the same? Not exactly the same, maybe. It maybe necessarily was not life or death, but it was something that we wanted to get out of, right? But you have to be willing to do something. And I was thinking about that earlier today, just, well, God, have I ignored when you've been wanting me to do something? You've invited me to collaborate with you to do something to get out of or to overcome or to go through. If it's his will for me to endure through something, sometimes you have to go through it, not just go around it, not just detour it, but you sometimes have to go through it. So what am I doing? Am I willing to receive your help? Am I receiving your help? Jesus said to the man at, I think it's the pool of Bethesda, he said, do you want to be made whole? Like, why would he ask him? He's like, well, duh, yeah, I've been trying to get in this water. I've been trying to do this. Now, I may have the story wrong. Just don't quote me. I don't always get those right. But every time that he was going to heal someone, like in a face-to-face situation, from the Old Testament all the way through the New Testament, he always required you to do something. You couldn't just do nothing. Even when the prophet came to the woman who wanted her child to be healed, I'm sure, he told her, go make me some cake. She said, wait a minute, what? I just told you I don't have no food. We just ate our food, so we could just die. He told her to do something, right? You have to do something. You don't just walk up to someone and say, well, give me $1 million so that I can start my business. Okay, they want to see that you're doing something. Why would I give you this money? Any of you have ever watched the show Shark Tank, it's the same thing. They don't want to just give their money out. That's why they want you to prepare. You need a presentation. I need to see what you got. What have you been doing? Do you know business? Somehow, have you read some books? I need to see that. I need some fruit. Where's the fruit at? Because I ain't giving you my whole garden of trees so that you could do what? I don't know that you know how to tend to a garden. I'm just giving an example. But it's like, and God is the same way. He's like, okay, yes, I love you. I care about you, but I want you to do something. By the way, this is kind of this is a quick in lieu of our lessons that I haven't done for a while. Just so you know, I've been wanting to do some more lessons, but I also have one other thing, so I'm gonna table the rest of that. That's just something to think about. Sorry, it's kind of loud down here. But one other thing that I do want to share before I go is that I think maybe a few months ago, I was telling you guys that I would be working on some things. I was considering going back to school and trying to figure out some things for my future. And so, which also goes in line with the book that I wrote, Smashing Fear in the Face. One of my biggest fears was that I would not be able to finish school. I felt that I had been dismissed from too many schools, and it just didn't seem like it was gonna happen for me. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I pushed, it was just like, when is this gonna happen? How can this happen for me? I've seen it happen for others, but it's not gonna happen for me, is the lies that I kept telling myself and allowing myself to believe. So, going with what I just shared, I had to sit and I had to do something. I had to do some hard things. I had to talk to some of the counselors at different schools that I attended and find out what is it that I need to do in order to have the possibility of, saying, okay, they may accept me, or what do I need to do, to try and go back to school at one or both locations. And I had to do something that I did not want to do. I had to write a letter of appeal. I had to do some research. I had to do soul searching for myself and sit there and do what I've done for so many others. Sit and listen to them talk about what they wanted to do. Pay attention to what I wanted to do. In this case, it was me. It was like me having a whole session with myself, like a academic counseling with myself, a pre-academic counseling. What do you want to do? What do you see yourself doing? What are you passionate about? What do you think about constantly? What would you do if you could just do this one thing probably for the rest of your life? Maybe not the rest of my life, but what is it that you're passionate about, that you think about a lot? This one thing. Midwifery, birth work. And I said, okay, what's the path to getting there? What have you not done yet as a caregiver? I have not worked in a hospital. Why do you want to work in a hospital? I want to work in a hospital so I can learn some of the things that I haven't learned yet. Being in that environment, doing things, working with people that I have not worked with yet, challenging my brain, my abilities that I've already cultivated in being able to care for others, but in a hospital setting. Learning the laws. In this case, I have to take some classes that I don't even want to take right now. Fast forward. I went ahead and I applied for this one school, and I now have that. I'm in class, been in class now. This is almost going into my third week of school. I'm going for my allied health degree, associate degree. And these classes that I'm taking, I only have a few months left to finish. They will help me on that path to becoming a registered nurse. Once I complete these classes, I'm pretty much going to be at a better position to be able to apply for nursing school. So that's the goal.
Hey, what's up?